Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we are in my streaming room because I feel like the lighting in every room in my house is so ugly. I just feel like because it's so gloomy outside, my rooms just look so depressing and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the horrible winter we've been having. It's just never ending. I've not seen the sun now in so long. You wouldn't think because I'm caked in fake tan, but I haven't actually seen the sun in so long. Today I'm gonna do a video on like my current glow up routine, how I go from this to this gorgeous diva right here, catfish, house down boots. So I'm currently in this cute little Bow Avenue silk pajama moment because I couldn't exactly come on in my Adam Sandler uniform. So here we are looking like this. I haven't planned what I'm going to talk about today, and normally I'm such a planning freak. Like, I'm actually so annoying when it comes to like writing lists and like planning each little thing down to the second. But today we're not doing that, we're just raw dogging it. Since the last sit down makeup video I did, things have changed. I have new makeup bags, I have new makeup, she has leveled up. So that is good. I think the last one was actually so crusty. Don't get me wrong, we're still crusty in areas. Look at the state of this. But on a whole, we are significantly less crusty. At the moment, I have been fake tanning. I think on my last makeup sit down video I said I was maybe going to start fake tanning. I don't remember, but I am actually like deep in the fake tan biz. I'm very used to getting sunbeds, not like super often, but I would get sunbeds maybe like twice a month or once a month, and that's because like I feel like my skin looks so much better when I get a sunbed, and it would like kind of like build up my tan throughout the year. But I stopped doing that because I'm just really worried about like skin cancer, as you should be when you get a sunbed. So I've just started fake tanning again, but I just feel like I look so dead in the face because of winter, so you can't really win. But the fake tan's been good. I have been enjoying it. I have been using Bondi Sands in the shade dark. I used to use ultra dark like religiously, but I just feel like I used to tan way too dark, and this is still a very dark tan, but it's nowhere near as dark. I think the last time I did my makeup video, I said I don't... Why do I always feel like there's an intruder? Oh my god, I need to chill. So yeah, the last time I filmed a makeup video, I said I didn't use foundation. I have actually been using foundation more recently, and that's because I just feel like because of winter my skin is looking pretty bad. So I always use Charlotte Tilbury foundation when I use it, and because I'm like a bit tanned, I do have these darker foundations I'm gonna mix. So I have this e.l.f. foundation, which is in Flawless Skin Satin, I don't even know, and then this Huda Beauty foundation. I used to always use this, but it is like quite thick. I realized I barely have any of this left somehow, so we're probably gonna have to bronze quite a lot to get the shade to not look too light. So life update, I left my old job, I have a new job, and oh my god, it is so easy. I'm so much happier. Like, I just feel like my health is finally back. Like, she's back. I was actually unwell for so long and I just couldn't get better for like literally like 3 months, and it's only been I think 3 to 4 weeks of my new job and I'm better. So I'm like really grateful for that. I'm now working as a like shop girl. So basically I work for an agency that like, how do you explain this? I work for an agency, and you like bars will like hire the girls to like sell shots. I do pay a fee to the bar, but I do also keep like profit of my sales, and because I literally love sales, I love selling, like this job just suits me so much. So I am really enjoying it whilst I just like discover my passions and like figure out what I want to do. Like, this is not a permanent thing, but it's like a much better like crutch. Is that the right word? Like, it's a better crutch in me like discovering what I want to be doing and just like working on my goals. That's kind of what's been happening. I feel like my life has just been so chill at the moment, like so peaceful. I feel like I have nothing crazy to update, which is actually kind of nice, to be honest. It's just nice to feel like I have more time. I've just launched a podcast because obviously your girl has more time now. So I wanted to make like something else that was more than just this channel, because I'm just a creative little being and I feel like I needed more of a challenge. So I have created my podcast channel. It is a solo podcast, which the reason why I put it off for so long is because doing a solo podcast is just kind of like hard, because obviously you don't have someone there to like bounce off. I hadn't even realized, but I'd like drafted some kind of video like a year ago to my podcast channel, and it wasn't like a podcast channel before, it was just like my second YouTube channel, which I had like a few like self-help kind of videos on there, but I just privated all those videos, and then I was like, I just need to go for it. And you know, I thought I'd have nothing to say, but I have so much to say, and I find it so easy to just like sit there and yap. So my first episode was over an hour long, and I didn't even find that hard. Obviously it's very nerve-wracking because you want something to do well, and when you first start something, it's not often going to do very well unless you have like a huge following to go with it, which by the way, I do have like amazing people that support me, so thank you if you do support me, and thank you if you watched the video. But I'm not like a huge creator, and I've had like many accounts deleted, so I have had to start again so many times, which this feels like starting again. I just feel like I have so much wisdom to share, and initially I didn't think people would really care, but I think if it's something I'm passionate about and something that will help other people, like I will get a lot of like personal satisfaction from that as well. I'm really excited to see how that goes, and hopefully it just pops off. But it's called Bimbo Core, and you can subscribe here if you want to watch. Before I set my face, I always do my bronzers and blush, and that's because I don't like layering too much powder on my face. I used to like cake my face in powder and then do my bronzer and do my blush, and it was just like so many layers of powder. So now I just use a bronzer. I don't know if it's gonna be dark enough, but we will see. People always think I have my cheeks filled, but I actually don't. I just have really huge cheeks. Is that even the right word? I don't know. They are just there. I think it makes my face look even more fake than it already does. I've turned the pink light off because I just feel like there's actually too much going on in here. I feel like that is actually better. The gaming lighting was just a bit intense. I thought it'd be like cute, but I think it was just a bit much. Now I'm gonna do some blush. I use the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Blush and Glow Guide. I do normally like underpaint and use a liquid blush underneath that's like highlighted, but because I'm so tan, you can't always see it very well. So instead, I'm just gonna mix the blush and highlight from this palette together, and that kind of like creates the same effect. So I put on so much blush. So I just go in and just apply million layers of blush. I love blush. It is my favorite step in my makeup routine. Like I actually will not ever go out without blush on, and there's never too much. Like I want my cheeks to be as pink as possible. I then put some on my nose too, just like keep blending it so it doesn't look crazy. And then I'm going to add in some of the highlight shade from the palette and just like run that over the whole area. Highlighter on your cheeks normally makes your pores look really big, but I think when you like only put a little bit on and then just like mix it in like this specific highlighter and just mix it in with the blush, it just adds like a nice like glowy shine on your face because it's like not too intense. I always use a mirror like really up close as well. I'm not doing that for the video right now because you can see me properly, but I normally go so close like this just to see that it looks good. So now that we've done, I feel like I need more blush. Sorry, I know that's like insane, but we just need more. We need more. Now I'm gonna use my powder to set my face. I'm gonna do like a few sprays of the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray. Not too much, because I find when I put too much, it kind of makes my makeup look bad. So I just do like 3 or 4 sprays, let that dry, and then I'm going to put my powder. I use the H&B Cosmetics Soft Focus Loose Powder. This powder is really good. I just use this like powder brush, and I just get a little bit, and then I mostly set this like under my eyes, and then where the foundation is still like, oh, too much. Just nailed that. Where like the foundation looks kind of wet, I just pop that on, and then I kind of like press it into the lines here as well, so they look really smooth. And then I just feel if there's like any small bits that feel wet still, and I just make sure that they are no longer wet. Next, we're gonna move on to brows. Before I talk about my brows, I'm just gonna mention like what I use for my skin. This is like the holy trinity of skin products for like moisturizer. I swear to God, they're not even expensive, and like this is what you need to feel so soft and smooth for like days, and also smell really good. One time when I was like out in a club, I like saw this girl that I like hadn't seen for a while, and I hugged her, and I was like, oh my God, you smell so good. And I was like, what are you wearing? And she was like, oh, I don't wear perfume, I just use Palmer's cocoa butter. And I was like, surely not. Surely this intense smell that smells like literally delicious can't just be this. But it is, and I swear by this. It smells so divine. And then if you match it with the Palmer's oil, this lasts for days when you put it on your skin. I'm not gonna put this on my skin right now because I just fake tan, and I don't know if that will take part of the tan off. Actually, I will, just to show you like what this does. So this is what the oil looks like. I'll just put a tiny bit on, but I will just like put that on my skin, and when I tell you, my skin will look so moisturized, smell unreal. Obviously I put a lot more on than just this usually, but it will literally have such an amazing glow, and it smells so good. Like my skin is never softer than when I use this, so that is my holy grail. And then I do also use the like moisturizer as well. I don't know if this will ruin my fake tan, I hope not, but I just want to like show you. Obviously you can't really see the full effects of a moisturizer because you can mostly feel it, but when I tell you, this smells so good. It does kind of smell like almondy, and I love the smell of almonds. I am concerned because I can see that I have fake tan on the bottle, so have I just ruined my fake tan? Who knows. Before I fake tan, I always like shave, exfoliate. I use like Lush exfoliators, they're the best ones. Go to Lush, get I think it's called Sticky Dates, get that one. It smells so good and exfoliates you fully. And then I always wait for your pores to close, and then use this, and then fake tan, and it will not look patchy, it will look unreal. I used to always have patchy tan, but I would literally never like do the before steps. Like I hadn't even fully scrubbed off my previous tan properly because I fake tanned last night at like 1:30 in the morning, because I did it when I got in from work. But like you couldn't even really tell that this is like a rushed job when I haven't removed the previous tan properly, so get on that. Moving on to eyebrows, I just use kind of whatever on my eyebrows. I always use an eyebrow pencil, so I like brush it with the spoolie first and like brush my eyebrows up, but it doesn't really matter to me what brand it is. I just pick up whatever's there. I think this is a Maybelline one. It says Maybelline Express Brow, but as long as it's like a little eyebrow pencil like this, I'm not really bothered. I feel like eyebrows used to literally be like, you had to have the most bold eyebrows in the world, and now, if anything, I like my eyebrows to look quite like, not understated, but I'd rather them look like a lot thinner than I used to go for. Anyone else remember Anastasia Beverly Hills brow pomade? Like that was literally like my holy grail, and I would use so much of it, and my eyebrows would literally be like this thick. It was insane. Oh my God, the photos I have of my old eyebrows are a violation. Next, we're gonna move on to eyeshadow. I don't actually know what I wanna wear today. I think I'm just gonna do like, I love doing like Victoria's Secret angel makeup, so that's the look I'm gonna go for, I think. Firstly, I'm gonna go in my crease, and I'm gonna take like a soft brown. Normally I just use like my contour shades, like I don't want to do anything too crazy, but I just take like a brown shade I use for contour, and then I just put that like gently in the crease like that. Can you see? Like it's not like too crazy, but it's like just adding some definition in the eyes. The craziest thing happened yesterday. This isn't even that crazy, but it kind of was at the same time. I like met like a Facebook commenter in real life, and that is a very niche type of person. It's someone that will just say like the most like nasty comment ever, and I had that in real life, and I was like honestly so shocked. But I was like working last night, and since I joined this new job, I haven't really had much trouble, and I really appreciate that, because I felt like working in Coyote, I just had so much trouble from men, and it really got to me and like got to my like soul and being, and I just felt so dragged down by men. But this new job, I feel like people just respect me more for some reason, so I've not really had any difficulty. People have been really nice to me. Last night was the first time I had someone be nasty to me. It was like quite quiet last night, and there was like this guy that was in the pub I was working in, and he comes into the pub and he just starts doing like a full-on like can dance. Like he was just like popping off dancing, and I was like, okay, get it. And he was like singing really loudly and like clapping really loudly on his own, and you know, it was a very quiet pub, so I was like, I mean, fair enough, like pop off king, I'm about it. I like smiled at him, I was like, yeah. And then throughout the night he just kind of got more and more aggressive. Before I carry on the story, I use the Fenty Beauty highlighter in how many carats? This is literally completely destroyed. I feel like I may have shown this before. I really need to buy a new one of these, but I always use this like on my eyes, and I also use it as highlighter, so I'm gonna do that now. But I just use my fingers and get like as much as I can on my finger. Throughout the night he was just getting like kind of aggressive. He pulled me aside and he was like, how much are the shots? And I told him the price. He then, instead of like responding to me, just like went like this. Like he was like looking at me, and then he went. And I was like, did you want one? And then he was like, no. And I was like, okay, no problem. And then he calls me over again 5 minutes later, and he's like, how much are the shots? And I was like, why is he asking me again? But I just said like, oh, they're this amount, like as if the conversation had just not happened. And he then went to grab one of them off my tray, and he was like, listen, they know me here, so I get these. And I was like, I didn't let him, I just pulled the tray away, and I was like, sorry, that's like not how it works. Like I'm separate to the bar. Anyway, I spoke to the manager, and they said they literally don't know this guy, except that he like comes in like literally once every like couple months just to like kick off, get thrown out, and cause loads of trouble. So I was like, he's just being so strange. And then apparently he was telling the other staff that like he knew them so well, and the staff were like, I don't know you, like I'm confused. And apparently he's been like going to this one pub for 27 years, and like I don't even think that pub has been around for 27 years. So he was just like popping off, being kind of chaotic. And then he just like kept clapping as loudly as he could by the bar at nothing. And I was like, what is going on right now? And then groups kept coming in to like the pub, and he kept just like going up and speaking to them, and they looked like quite disturbed because he was just like speaking so loud. And some of these girls, like people he was speaking to, were like young girls, so he was just like scaring them. And I was like, what the hell? And then this is where the story gets serious. Is I was like passing a table that he like gate crashed and like sat with like these random guys who like weren't talking to him, but he was just like on the table, and I just like walked past. I didn't even like speak to him. He just says to me, he's like, I hate your tattoos. And I like looked at him, and I like got confused because like I wasn't expecting him to say that. So I was like, huh, what did you say? And he was like, I said I hate your tattoos. And I was like, oh, okay. And then he was like, you need to peel off all of your tattoos, and you need to start being a real woman. And like that's the kind of thing you would see in like a Facebook comment section, which I've literally had people tell me a million times from like articles and stuff. And I was like, damn, tough crowd. I said to him, I was like, well, sorry I don't please you to the eye, like sorry about that. And he was like, well, you would in the dark. And low-key, that was kind of the best read I'd ever had. So, like, I couldn't even be mad about it because I was like, you know what? You just kind of ate that line. Like, you kind of ate that up. Yeah, I got red pilled by an old crazy man. In the past, I feel like comments like that have, like, actually stuck with me and bothered me. But honestly, now I'm just like, this poor old man is, well, not poor because he's insane, but he's just like clearly like is on his own and he's like really deeply miserable, and you can't help but feel kind of sorry for him. Like, I don't know, I feel like I feel sorry for like people who are really hateful instead of like getting personally offended, because like me personally, I really don't hate on other people and I really have like nothing to hate on. So it's like, I think people who are like really hateful, like they are really like insecure or like sad or lonely, and I'm like, you have so much like hate manifesting in your heart that's probably manifested over years, and that's because like you hate the world. And I can't help but feel sorry for those people. So like it never offends me. That is a really sad life, to like need to go up and harass everyone at the pub because you're on your own. So I can't help but feel sorry for the poor guy. I hope if you're watching this and you're someone who's like quite alone, like don't let that eat you alive. Like there are people out there that you will find, and you will find your people at any point in life, but don't like close yourself off to like being a hateful person, because then people won't want to hang out with you. But if you are someone that's lonely or like doesn't have many friends, like there are people that will want to hang out with you. You just like need to keep being a good person and like working on yourself, and like those people will gravitate towards you when you keep putting in the work. I think when you like fall into like bitterness, that is when you become exactly like that old man. So prop to the old man for the read. It was entertaining on my Thursday evening, but at the same time, he's gonna die alone, and that is sad. That just took a turn. Anyway, I just did some nose contour. I just used, once again, like some bronzer and like a little brush. And I always like to contour my nose. Just like do the bottom, do a little button nose here, and then contour the sides. And yeah, that's about it. I just do it on the end here, and then up the bridge of my nose. I'm just gonna do some mascara. So I'm gonna do a bit on my top eyelashes, only a tiny bit, just to like blend the eyelashes like that. And whilst that dries, I'm just going to put some glue on my lashes. Oh my god, why do I keep dropping my eyelashes? I'm literally gonna get an eye infection. I think I'm just ranting now about everyone that's on me, but what can you do? A baddie gets on. I'm using the Benefit FanFest mascara, and I'm just putting that on my lower lashes. Okay, so now for lips. So I never use a lip liner because I feel like it never looks good after like 2 minutes of it being on. I don't know why. I just feel like it just doesn't sit on my lips the same as like a lipstick. So I always use a lipstick. So this is the MAC Cream in Your Coffee. Creme in Your Coffee? Who's creaming in my coffee? But I use like a lipstick, and then I just like draw like that. I just love a lipstick like this. I feel like this is the best lip product. I don't really like matte lipsticks that much, but this has like a stunning shine. And then I use I think this is Pillow Talk. Or is this Pillow Talk? No, this is Pillow Talk. I'm gonna use the darker one. I think this is medium Pillow Talk. I love the applicator on, I just bad aesthetic. I love the applicator on this because it's like, I don't know how to explain that, but it's like so good for applying lip gloss. That is my finished face. This is kind of like my go-to makeup, to be honest. Like if I go anywhere, I kind of just do this makeup. If I go out, if I just go to Tesco, this is my favorite makeup. I don't really like elevate my makeup too much when I go out. I just kind of do the same face. Now we're gonna do my hair. So I did use the Shrine Drop It toner in the shade Caramel, and I hadn't tried that before. This was the first time, and I'm not really sure on the result, but I feel like this shade just looks kind of dull, so I'm not really sure. What do we think? Do we like it? As heat protect, I use the Olaplex bonding oil. This is meant to protect your hair as well as like make it nice and shiny. So I use this in my hair when it's wet, and then I also use it in there when it's dry after I've styled it, and it just looks so shiny, and it does work as heat protect apparently. So that is what I use. You can also see my hair in this light. I just hate how this toner has made my hair look. Like the color is so dull. I'm still learning how to put clip-in extensions in because I used to wear them as a teenager, and then I switched to glue-ins, and I've not worn clip-in extensions since I was a teenager. So we're going to be using clip-in extensions. I'm still learning, so if it's not good, don't hate. Okay, firstly I'm going to braid like the bottom half of my hair because my hair is like so short. It's like hard to blend this bottom layer, so I'm just going to clip up this top bit a sec using this really extra clip, and then we're just gonna braid it, kind of just like pin it. And then we're gonna start clipping in the extensions, but I normally use like it depends. I either use like a 2 weft at the bottom or a 3, depending on like how much hair I've pinned. Oh, and then I just clip that like over where the braid is. But funny story, when I was like looking at getting clip-in extensions, I wanted to make like as part of my last like hair video that I made with like giving myself a makeover, I like wanted to use extensions and then also do like a hair extension like review. So I like emailed like I DM'd on Instagram 3 different hair extension brands, and I asked like, would you like to work with me? And 1 ignored me, and then 2 gave me their email and then told me they didn't want to work with me over email. So I was like, damn, okay, humbled. I didn't even want like to be sponsored. I just wanted to like include it and like make a review. Because when I was like looking for hair extensions, I like was finding it so hard to find shade matches. Like these are from Milk and Blush, and I was having such a hard time finding a shade match because the photos of like the blonde hair, I don't know if it's like specifically the blonde hair or if it's all of the extensions, but there's like not many photos on the website. So I was like torn between like 5 shades because I didn't know which shade to get. And I was like really stressed, and I was looking for literally over an hour. And I went on TikTok and YouTube, and I was like trying to find a video of people using the shades I wanted. And it was so hard to find like a coherent answer. So I was like, oh, I'd like to make some like reviewed content on a hair extension brand and like work with them. But they did not want to work with me. The video's deleted now, but when I was like a teenager, I did a hair extension review in here of a hair extension brand, and they sent me the hair extensions and like used my content for their social media. I must have not even had 1,000 subscribers back then. Maybe I did have 1,000, but I didn't have like very many subscribers, and they wanted to work with me back then. So I don't know if it's just like not a thing anymore, or if they just like didn't like my vibe or like how I look or something, or maybe like you have to have like way more followers now. I don't know what it is. They did not like me, basically, or maybe they did and it was just a bad time. I am kind of loving the clip-in extensions, but they are also making me like kind of insecure when I'm out because I'm like so stressed that you can like see the extensions. I really hope in the future more brands want to work with me because that is just what I'm like manifesting this year, and I'm like working really hard on my content so that like brands think my content's good, and I would like to like monetize myself more and like, you know, have my hard work be paying off. I can't speak. Have my hard work pay off a bit, because at the moment like I'm like not really making much money from any of my content, so I would like to like kind of like level that up this year and like make like kind of like an income off of my social media content. I was really excited because Juicy Couture posted me on their Instagram, and I was so excited about that because I literally love Juicy Couture, and yeah, I just loved that they loved my photo and they wanted to post me. It just sucks because like obviously I had like a really big TikTok account in the past. Like brands did want to work with me because I had that big TikTok, and I think like everything is about TikTok now. So now, because I don't have that account, like people just don't really care. I feel like that's quite good. I feel like I've kind of slayed that. So kind of like the last step in my glow up routine is I use like a perfume. So I always like layer my perfumes. I always use this one, as you know, it's my favorite scent. And then I normally layer it with something else. So I've been layering it with the Love Notes by Ariana recently. Obviously this isn't what I'm gonna wear when I go out later, but because I'm not going out for another few hours, I'm just gonna stay in my satin PJs. But I'm just gonna spray some perfume and I will reapply later when I've changed into my outfit. That is my current like slay glow up hair, makeup, tan routine. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did, and make sure you're following my podcast channel. And yeah, I will catch you soon. Thank you for listening to me babble for a million hours. Okay, bye.